We are not even seeing Gbasgbos from every other housemates. The entire Pepe is centered around Tacha. I felt like before the Benita talk, Benita should have given us a memo that people, I'm about to talk. Bring out your notes and your pen because I'm about to school you. She was the final person to talk. He said Tacha should grow up a couple of years more. Damn.
Big Brother Naija Pepperdem reunion show.
Hey guys, how you doing? You're welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Funke. Thank you so much for joining me right now. Okay, so guys, it is day 3 of Big Brother Pepperdem reunion. And like always, I'm here to bring you updates. If you've been following from day 1, thank you so much. You're the real MVP. Just make sure that that you keep on watching right here. You don't go anywhere because, like I said, I'm going to be bringing updates daily on the reunion. Okay, so let's go straight on into what happened on day 3 of the reunion.
Big Brother Naija Pepperdem reunion show.
So the show started with a clip of the housemates mentioning those that they felt were showing off in the house, and then the one that I'm going to be starting with that really caught everyone's attention, that spurred questions from Ebuka, was Frodd saying that Messi came with 3 boxes. That Messi did not change, did not wear clothes twice in the house, and he saw that as show off. Okay, so responding to this, Messi said she wasn't showing off, that she naturally, loves to dress up, and even before the house, she wasn't wearing the clothes twice. And I was like, hey, boss move. Although Ebuka said that could send wrong signal to people, because people would think that she's rich, she has money since she has a whole lot of clothes. And then I can remember that the housemates were borrowing her wigs for parties and all that. But she said she wasn't showing off, that it was just who she was. She likes to dress up, and she naturally doesn't repeat clothes twice. Okay. Then someone also said that Jackie was showing off because she was always trying to come off as intelligent and always saying it, that she's a tech queen and she's intelligent. But then to speak against this, Jackie said she wasn't showing off at all, because that was who she was. She's a tech queen, she's intelligent, and anyone who feels intimidated can go ahead to feel intimidated. Okay, so Diane said that Omashola was showing off, and she was asked to clarify this, and then she said that based on his strength at the arena house, that the way he was always shouting after the arena house, always rubbing it off on people, that she saw that as show off. And at this point, everybody started thinking, is it show off Ebuka wants to know, or bragging? So Diane made it know that the showing off wasn't necessarily negative, that it wasn't bragging, but then it was showing off. So at this point, guys, they went on break, and when they came back on break, Jackie and Omashola left. Then Ike and Kim Opera joined the scene. I know a lot of people have been expecting, Kim Opera to join the reunion because of the major parts, the major Gbasgbos moments of the trailer that we saw where she was confronting Tacha.
You left, you were disqualified.
And yes, finally, we got to see the drama, the long-awaited drama between Tacha and Kim Opera, and it turned out to be something more than what we even thought. But then, trust me guys, I'm bringing you the scoop very soon. So another question was thrown to the housemates. They were asked who they thought bragged a lot in the house, and surprisingly, it's not even surprising in any way, because I also agree with them. A lot of the names that came out throughout were Omashola, Tacha, and Seyi. I was so surprised that Messi didn't come up, but then it was Omashola, Tacha, and Seyi. Almost everybody said, and Seyi was mentioned a lot of times, and Tacha was mentioned a whole lot of times. Okay, so now this brought up the discussion from the drama from Kim Opera. So Ebuka asked Kim Opera why she felt that Tacha was bragging. She took us back to the very first episode of the show where Tacha said that the other housemates escorted her to the house. That she said she felt that was bragging, and that was very, very wrong of Tacha to have said. She also said that she felt that was rude. Apart from it being wrong, it was rude because you don't know anybody from anywhere. You've never met anybody, and then she said something which was shady kind of. She said when Tacha said that she looked at her and looked at herself and like, really? I followed you? Who followed who? Okay, so it was at this point everyone was heated up. Everyone was like laughing. Everyone was like, fire, don't start. I'm used to in my mind when this was going on. I was like, okay, we are about to see the fire that we've been expecting all this while. Okay, so definitely you expect Tacha to respond to this. But before Tacha responded, Ebuka asked Esther if she agreed with this, and then she said it was a game and she would do the same to get ahead. So at this point, Ebuka was like, so you would put someone down because you want to get ahead? That what if that the house is just for 3 months? What will happen after the 3 months? How do you get yourself back? So Esther said, anyone who is ready to do that should be ready to face the consequences of their actions. And I believe that is quite right. If you feel like you don't care about the future, if you feel like you can do anything you want because of what you want at that point, because of money that you want at the big brother house, so you could treat anybody anyhow, you could treat humans like they're not humans, definitely the house will be over, and then you start looking for friends or anything like that. And then so she said you should be ready to face the consequences if you want to do that. Now it was Tacha's time to reply, and when Tacha wanted to reply, she, the way she carried herself, like, okay, you people have said their own, now let me say my own. Kim, I'm just gonna say one thing to you, and that thing is fix your insecurities. I was like, okay. Then to buttress, of course, Ebuka wouldn't allow her to just stop there. So the question kept, Ebuka kept on, shaking tables, and then she said that left to her, Kim, Oprah left before her. Like, you left before me, you left me in the house. What are you saying? That was definitely that means by bragging paid off. That's what I take from what she said, that she left before her. And then she said that everyone always feel intimidated when they see alpha females. So indirectly, Tacha is calling herself an alpha female, and she felt that because of that, everyone was intimidated. So she said she's surprised that Kim is saying this because she actually genuinely liked Kim, back in the house, that even when Big Brother asked them that who would they love to come back, that she actually mentioned Kim, and now she's surprised that Kim is saying this. So at this point, Kim needed to clear some air, and she said that Tacha was directing her responses to her, but now Kim is talking. That Kim said she's only responded to what Ebuka asked. Ebuka asked that why does she feel that Tacha bragged. She wasn't the only one that said Tacha bragged. A lot of people, like 80%. But now 80, let's say 60% that Tacha was the person that bragged the most in the house. And she was trying to explain that, giving an example, that the moment that she felt that this girl was bragging was when Tacha said that everyone is cutting her to their house. So she's saying it, for everybody. But now that Tacha is, throwing the answer to her and calling her insecure directly, that she doesn't know why she's doing that. At this point, the room got heated up. Everybody wanted to talk. People were grumbling, people were interjecting each other, but then Ebuka gave the room to Venita to talk, and now at this point Venita came like a big sister. I felt like before the Venita talk, Venita should have given us a memo that, people, I'm about to talk, bring out your notes and your pen because I'm about to school you. So it was as if she wanted to school Tacha, that, hey girl, you're still young, you don't know anything, let me teach you. Because at some point she said, when I was really, really young, indirectly she was like, when I was like Tacha, when I was like your age, I used to feel this way. I used to feel that for me to get what I want, I need to put people down. So it was like she was schooling her. I had to write down what she said. So I'm going to read it. But she said a lot. She said a lot. And the fact that she was using her British accent and all that, I was just like, when I was writing. So she said, Tacha doesn't feel bad belittling anybody and she said everybody should be allowed to feel whatever they want to feel. If you feel that belittling people is the best way for you to get to where you want to get to, that at this point, that's what you think at this point, that's where your knowledge reaches at this point. That she also felt that when she was young. So she said that first before bringing in the tutor, or before bringing in the tutorial, before bringing in the class. Okay, so I'm going to read out what she said next. She said, confidence is different from abrasiveness. Now I was like, So she tried to explain that. She said, confidence is when you are very, very certain of who you are and you're trying, and you don't even need to say too much. People will just see it. That's what you do. That's what you express. People will just see your confidence. But abrasiveness is when you're trying to feel like people have to see that I'm who I'm not, People have to see my relevance. You're just forcing yourself to be relevant, and you're forcing yourself, and by doing that, you're belittling people. You're trying to put people down just for them to see that you are something. And she actually said this is actually insecurity. Guys, you can go see. I had to go to dictionary to check the meaning of abrasiveness. So go to dictionary to check the meaning of abrasiveness. Just like I said, Benita schooled Tacha, schooled everybody in that room, and schooled me. Okay, so be schooled. And then she said something that was bad, because after she said it, Ebuka just wanted to get a particular thing to say. So Ebuka asked her that, so do you agree with what Tacha did? So she said everything Tacha did was a reflection of her insecurities, that she was insecure and she felt like for me to cover up my insecurity, I have to, form like Nafa female. I said she was okay. That's basically what Benita said, and at this point, and seriously, it was as if it was as if an elder sister was schooling a younger sister that, see, I've seen life before you. Come and sit here. Let me tell you something. When I was like you, this was what I thought, but this is actually something that I should do. So let me school you. Don't do this. You are insecure. And there was time I was insecure like you. The floor was also thrown open to Frodd, and Frodd agreed with what Benita said, that bragging is a defense of your insecurity, directly telling Tacha that, not directly telling Tacha anyway, but generally saying that bragging is a defense of one's insecurity. Guys, I still feel that, I don't know, maybe this reunion would have been boring without Tacha. Now I wonder why they brought Tacha, because normally I think in the past years they were not always bringing, disqualified housemates. So for them to have brought Tacha this time around, they knew that this thing would be more fun if Tacha is around, because we are not even seeing bands boast from every other housemate. The entire Pepe is centered around Tacha. Yesterday's episode, it was Tacha. Today's episode, everybody was discussing Tacha. Now, finally, Ike spoke. The first time Ike will be talking while seated together like that in this reunion, and he said that he was a confident person. He said he is confident and he didn't need to brag, but there's a problem. There's a problem when you feel that you have to believe to people. And he said something like the gangster nigga. Fuck that shit, my nigga. That Ike is. He said that, well, if you feel that you want to brag, you want to show yourself, we're gonna meet outside when there are no cameras. So basically, he's saying that he was a confident person and he wasn't bragging. Okay, Seyi was the final person to talk at this point, and Seyi is just a diplomatic person. Honestly, there are things that he would say, it would make sense, but the way he would start it like he was schooling, like what to write in his book. Seyi, what's it happen? Reduce the English. We are Yoruba person. Yes, we know Awolowo is your grandfather. No, Awolowo was an elite, and it was there. But then reduce your English some small. So Seyi said bragging is when you're an empty barrel making noise. Like you just want people to hear you. You know that if you keep quiet, even when you are not supposed to talk at all, even when there was no reason for you to talk, if you keep quiet, people will not notice you. So you don't have anything in your head, but you just want to talk. Empty bragging is empty barrel making a noise. Mind you guys, even though you tried to generalize it, this discussion started from Tacha being called a bragging person. So now, indirectly he's telling Tacha that Tacha is an empty barrel. I didn't say that, she said it. Then he also said bragging is also you trying to make sense of what you're afraid of, which is insecurity. Which I think this just agrees with what every other person, what Benita and Frodd said. It's just trying to say that for you to brag, you are insecure. Then at this point, I liked what Ibuka said, because those that were mentioned to be bragging were Omashola, Tacha, and Seyi. So he said this also applies to you because you bragged. Okay, so I like what he said. He was humble to have said that. He said that if you watches that, he would not deny that for people to have said that, then definitely he was bragging. And if you watches the videos today, he would probably agree that he was bragging. Then he rewinded to when he and Frodd had a fight in the house, in the kitchen, and he said that today he regrets calling Frodd the name that they called him then, because Frodd is a human and nobody should be called a name. Basically, that was what he said. He agreed to the fact that Tacha was being insecure, and bragging is just when an empty barrel makes a noise. Then he said something. He said Tacha should grow up a couple of years more. Damn, that hits me hard. Not even what we hear normally is grow up. That grow up could be a year, it could be a few months, but he puts a tag to it. Grow up a couple of years more. That means you still have a long way to go to get, when the conversation was so hot, they had to just end it. episode. Okay, so that's it about the day 3 of People That Prepare Them reunion. Rounding off the show, like Ebuka used to do back then, always dropping something for us to go home with. He finally dropped something at this episode for us to go home with, and I'm sure it's from the fact that there was a discussion, heated discussion, and he had to just drop a note to end that discussion. And he said, "We're born to be real, not to be perfect." So go on with that, guys. We were born to be real, not to be perfect. But then, for you to show that you are real on this channel, subscribe, like this video, comment down below. Yes, let me know what you feel about this day 3. Don't just come here watch video. I'll see 1,000 views. I'll see, a lot of views and just one comment, 2 comments. People just watch. You just heard. You know what it feels like to wake up late in the night, to watch Big Brother Naija, to edit, to post, just to keep you guys entertained, and then you just come, watch, and just scroll out like that. It is not fair. Be real. Okay. And then comment down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you missed out on the episode 1 and 2, do make sure that you watch them here. Episode 1 and 2 will be here, so do make sure that you watch them. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you in my next video tomorrow. Bye.